Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited because today I'm going to finally be able to show you how to make this textured Picot shell stitch. And this is for intermediate skill level crocheters. Beginners, please watch my beginner series, and then once you're comfortable with the basic stitches, then you can definitely come on over and check out this video and try this pattern. Now, without further ado, let's get started. This is a blanket I'm working on right now. I'm not done with it yet. I'm going to add a few more rows, but once I am done with it, I'm definitely going to post a picture of it on my Instagram. So if you want to, you can follow me on my Instagram. It'll be on my description down below. And yeah, so let's get started. So I did do a written pattern. That blanket was inspired by a Pinterest photo that I saw, and when I clicked on it, it was through a seller from Etsy, I believe. So they weren't selling the pattern, or I think they were just selling the blanket. I don't recall. I apologize. So then I did some more research. I tried finding a video of this pattern on YouTube, but I couldn't find one. I saw one that was a corner to corner, but that didn't really help me. I like sometimes to do blankets linear. I haven't really done corner to corner crochet yet, but I'm hoping to try sometime in the future. But I did come across a written pattern or a drawing, and so I kind of modified it to my own because there was certain information there that was missing. So this is what I drew out. I'm sorry, it's not very pretty. I'm not exactly an artist, but I'm definitely going to walk you through this whole section so that way we can crochet together step by step. Here are the stitches that you will need to know. Chain stitch, single crochet, double crochet, picot, and a back double crochet stitch. Okay, and that is the pattern. And so there is going to be 27 stitches total, but when we do the chain stitch, we're only going to do 26 because those extra chains that are going to act as a double crochet are going to be counted as one. So don't chain 27. I did that before, and I noticed that I always had an extra chain stitch, and I would just do a decrease. But I was always curious, why do I have an extra stitch? That's weird. And then I realized I am adding an extra stitch because these extra chain stitches act as the 27th stitch. And so this is what we're going to be crocheting today, is just a small sample. And so if you know anything about gauging, it's really important to do a small sample so that way you can determine how many stitches will require how many inches in your project. That's what I did with my blanket, but I apologize. I didn't write down how many stitches I did for that blanket, so all I know is how many inches there are. But you're more than welcome to just do this crochet sample with me and then go ahead and measure it, which is what I did when I first started. I just went ahead and measured it. And so this small sample by itself is going to be about 7 inches or so. So those 27 stitches are going to be roughly around 7 inches. All right, my camera's starting to get out of line. So it's about 7 inches for what I crochet. So one thing I forgot to mention in my gauges video that I'm going to mention here is that every crocheter has a different amount of tension when they stitch. So what that means is that my tension is going to be different than somebody else's. So their measurement for the exact same amount of stitches might be slightly off or different than mine. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and so what I did to do this sample, which is what we're going to be doing today, is I used a 5mm hook, and I used a 4-ply yarn. It's the Red Heart Super Saver. And so this is a 4-ply yarn, and technically they recommend 5.5mm hook. It's okay to go slightly below or above if you'd like to. I mean, it's completely up to you if you would like to do one or the other. It's all about personal preference. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crochet 26 stitches. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, for this section right here, I actually like to crochet 2, not 3 stitches, or chain stitches, I apologize. That's just a personal preference of mine. I don't know why I like to do it that way, I just do. So if you want, you can go ahead and follow this and do the 3, or you can just do 2. It's up to you. It shouldn't affect the pattern too much. I just noticed that it just becomes looser, and there's a huge gap in between here when I would crochet, so that's why I stuck with 2 throughout the whole thing. But you can definitely do 3 instead, like what it says here. All right, so first things first is we're going to go ahead and do a slip knot. And I just recently painted my nails. They're not the best shape. I'm not the best at painting nails, if you haven't noticed, so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also, for the more advanced crowd, please feel free to go ahead and fast forward. For those that like to follow along, that's usually what I do on YouTube videos. I like to follow along as I'm crocheting with people. You can go ahead and follow along, or you can move fast forward. I apologize, I lost my track. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so there's the 26 stitches that we're going to need to do this small section of the pattern. And so now I'm going to chain 2 more, so that way that'll be my first double crochet on the side. And I don't count that because I like to make sure that people know that we're going to skip those 2 chains, and then on the third one we're going to do a double crochet right there, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to skip 2, double crochet, chain stitch, and then double crochet. So we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then do a double crochet, chain, and a double crochet. Okay, perfect. And then now we're going to skip 2 and then do 4 double crochets into the next 4 chain stitches. So there's 1, 2, and there's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and so the pattern is just going to be from here on out, skip 2, do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip 2, 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches, and so on. I've already done this several times, so that's why I'm not going to stop at every point, but if you need to, you can go ahead. I'll post a picture of this on my Instagram if you guys need this as a reference. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then you can follow along by watching this video and having this on with you. But I'm just going to go ahead and continue since I already know the pattern. So I'm going to skip 2 and then do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same stitch. Oops, I don't know if we go through. There we go. Oh, that got tangled. Okay. That happens sometimes. Yarn over, and double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 4 double crochets into the next 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then skip 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and this should be our last one. Into that same stitch. Perfect. And then we're going to skip 2, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets at the end. And you're more than welcome to go ahead and weave in the stitch or the tail in to your work if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay. You can always do it at the end. And then we're going to chain 2, or I'm going to chain 2. You can chain 3 if you'd like. So we're at this part, and now we're going to do a double crochet into the next one, and then we're going to do 6 double crochets into that double crochet, chain 1, V kind of pattern stitch. That's going to be your shell, and then we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in between. We're gonna skip 2 double crochets, and in between the second and the third double crochets we're going to do the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and etc. Okay, so put this aside, yarn over, and we're going into the next stitch. So we're right on that double crochet, we're going to do a double crochet around top of that, and so right into this V, so we're going to yarn over and right in between there. So we're not going to go into the stitch or into the double crochet, we're going to go right in between there and do our 6 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I always like to count back just to make sure, because I've had it before where I will accidentally crochet too little, too many. So I always like to go back and count. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, and so then we're going to skip 2 double crochets, and right in between there, so we're going to yarn over in between right there. We're not going to go into a double crochet. We're going to go in between like that. So we're going to do a double crochet, chain, and another double crochet in between like that. Okay, so then we're going to do another 6 double crochets in between. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then we're going to do skip 2, and in between we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then we're going to do 6 more, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 double crochets at the end. Gotta make sure you go into the double crochets this time. Just like that. Voila. Okay, so that's going to be part 1 of this video. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here and make my part 2 video. So I'll see you guys when you come back, and we'll continue doing a few more rows so that way you can get an idea of how to work the front and the back part of this pattern. You'll see more what I'm talking about in the next video. Thank you so much for watching part 1, and I'll see you in my other video. All right, bye.